Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Have you ever wondered how we can decode the access tokens, right? And is there really any tool available, right? So yes, there are different tools available, but I'm going to show you one of the tools in this video, how we can decode the access token. And you might have seen, or maybe you are not aware what is the access token and how we can get it one. And I'm going to show you for IT pros and all those people who are working in IT support roles or IT roles, right? And the people who are working as a developer, they would be aware about all of these concepts and they would have used it in their day-to-day work or day-to-day operations wherever they are working on. But the people who are on IT side, they should also be aware about this one because since Microsoft has brought up the Graph Explorer and API permissions and all of that stuff, it has so many things which comes with the APIs and API permissions, right? And that is why we should know about access tokens and how we should or how we can decode it and how we can understand it, what are the permissions, whether those are in scope or high privileged or over privileged and all of that stuff, right? So I'm going to show you how we can perform certain actions. So I'm not going to show you the all the different actions using Graph Explorer, but I will show you few actions, right? And then how we can decode access token which was generated for that particular actions, right? So access token is going to be generated for each and every action separately, and that access token can be leveraged in order to see and understand what's going to happen or what's running behind the scene, right? And that is why we need to go ahead and take the appropriate or decode that access token and learn and understand. And basis on that, we should be good with it, right? So let me go ahead and share my screen so that I will show you the step by step on it. All right. All right. So I'm on the Graph Explorer portal here, and you can see that I have already executed one of the API, which is for slash me identity, right? So that's for my account. Let's say I do execute it, it's going to execute and it's going to simply show the details about myself as an end user, right? Similarly, if I have to do another API, I'll simply select it and I'll run it, right? So it is going to take a bit of time and then it is going to execute. You can see it is executed, right? So once it is executed, why it was executed? Because it has the appropriate API permissions which are granted under here over the modify permissions tab or section, right? You can see all those permissions are granted, right? And at the same time, we have used the get method over here with version 1.0, and this is the complete graph endpoint, right? And by using the endpoint, it is simply exporting that or exporting and it's exporting the details and showing it on the page over here, right? And the main question or main understanding here should be the access token. So here's the access token, right? And this access token has a lot of details. Now, this is not a easy to read and understand because it is pretty difficult to know and understand what is there, right? To do that and to learn and understand, we can simply copy it. And this is the tool, which is jwt.ms. So this is the Microsoft's native tool, right? Which allows us to decode the tokens basically, right? And it also helps us to understand the claims as well. What are the claims which are being passed to that particular API, all right? And API permissions. So once I paste it here, you can see this is the complete token, right? It is a lot of details we cannot easily digest and understand and read basically. So to know and read and understand, once we paste that token, you can easily understand what is what and what really it is backed with, right? And basis on that, we should be able to understand what that token has, what is available there, what is not. And you can see it here. This is the application name and the different details about the user right? You can see the name over here and the other details, including SCP. These are the different permissions which I have granted on behalf of my identity to perform different actions, right? And at the same time, you would see other details as well. Tenant scope, along with unique name, UPN address, then UTI details, and version, and all the details, right? So this is how it is going to help us to decode all of these kind of tokens. And also there are different claims available for this token, including AUD, ISS, IAT, NBF. Now you might wonder, or you might not understand what these claim types are, right? So those are the claim types which are supported with Azure and Entra ID side, and it has a scope something or scope over there. Those are short or shorter versions of those claims, right? And that is why those are showing up in short words like AMR, which is mapping with password or MFA, right? Or application ID, right? So you can understand and read about that respective claim type with the description or notes over here as well. And basis on that, you can understand how it is or what is it basically, right? And SCP, that means it's a scope, right? So what are the scopes? What are the scoped permissions which are granted for this particular applications? And then what are those permissions which are allowing us to perform certain options or certain uh, actions or tasks basically, right? So basis on that, it is going to simply allow us to do all other those steps, right? Now, this is something which can be easily understand and know and learn, right? But the main thing here is if you are trying to patch something, patch as in just update the existing attribute, right? And if you wanted to create, you would simply use post it, right? So I would patch one of the details, but before that, I wanted to get something over here and run it, right? So what I wanted to do is I wanted to update the office location for my identity, right? And I'll just copy it and I will go patch here. Up, it is just moving ahead. Okay, and I'll give it office location as US, right? So I just wanted to update that one, right? It was null, right? And now as soon as I hit this run query button, it should update that for my identity. So let's go ahead and do that. But before that, I'll copy it. Oh, it is just not, there's keyboard issue here. Okay. So I'll just copy it and run it. Perfect. You can see that it has run successfully and no content 204. That means it has successfully executed. Now there's an access token as well for it, right? And to see and decode that, we will just copy it, go here and come back here, and we will simply select all. We can simply remove it, and to clear it out, we can simply refresh this page. Okay, so that's gone. Now just paste that new token and we can come back and we should be able to see that updated over here, right? So let's see. Okay, so these are the different claims, of course, for the same, but we should be able to see all those. So these are the different types basically, or different claim types that are showing up over here with the details about it. But here it is not showing that. But if I have to show you the correct results, which is updated for this account, right? Once it is executed, you can see it has updated US location, right? So this detail is going to be really be executed in the same. Similarly, whatever details we are updating or changing, the same should be showing up here with the claims token, right? So why and how it is going to show, probably I'll show you another scenario wherein, let's say people, right? And for people, let's see what permissions are required. I think it has a minimum permissions granted already. And let's see. Okay, it has the permission. Okay, so here there is a task, right? And if I have to, but here we need to give it a task details, get the plan ID. Okay, patch. Okay, so we should have, I think we can do one thing, create a new planner, right? So this is the new task where we wanted to create, but it has the appropriate permission granted already, and that is why it is simply going to execute it as expected. Planner ID, we can just simply give it something here and let's try running. Okay, seems it is not working or it is not executing. What says is the validation field with plan ID. Okay, so let's try with other one. Get list delta items and let's execute it. No. So basically what is going to happen is, let's say if I have to show something, direct reporting. Perfect. So here we would see whoever is reporting to me, it is going to show all those records or results basically, right? And basis on the permissions which we have already granted, right? So many of those permissions are already granted to this one, and that is why it's going to show up over here, right? So basis on that, whatever is granted and added in the access token, that is going to show up over here in this details, right? Now this is in the graph context, right? But if I have to perform it in the other applications, let's say applications, then it should show up all those applications. Now you can see it has executed successfully, and I will go back and copy it and let's see here. And just paste it and execute it. All right, it is showing the details because the same token is applicable and available for all those permissions which are already granted. That is why it is simply showing up all of that details, right? But the main question and main activity would be how we can get and decode it. Now, not only in this context, but any context you wanted to get the token and decode it for any of the use cases or activity, you would do the same thing, right? So let's say I wanted to perform this one, right? And let's see if there are any permissions granted and let's execute it one. And let's see if it is executing or failing or what. Right, you can see it has executed successfully and let's copy it and let's refresh. It is going to clean up and we should be able to see some of the details. Up, it is showing the details. Also, it is going to show us all the scopes or scoped permissions under this specific application, right? Similarly, we would see all those permissions under each of the API endpoints, which is this one, right? And the API is relevant to this respective methods or respective application that we are going to execute, right? So basis on that, it's going to show what are the permissions granted, what are the changes that we have made, what are the things that we need to make sure those are allowed and used for, right? So this is how it is going to allow us to perform the different actions and decode the tokens in this one. And also there are different tools available. Uh, I'll just token decode tools, right? So there are different tools available, and maximum or many of them are free, right? And those are available. Now, what may happen is that if you are a new person, you don't know how to do that, or probably you don't know what is it, right? So you probably will not understand that, right? So you can see the header. This is the header. This is the payload of the token and all other details about this specific uh, token, right? So that's how it is going to be decoding it, and then we should be able to go ahead and use it, right? So yep, that is what this is how it is going to work, and this is one of the tool available in the market, or this is also one of the free one. But there are so many available. If you are looking at, you can say this one, and many other, because these tools are mainly or mostly people who are developer and people who are developing different tools and applications, they do use, right? But you as an IT pro support person who wanted to go ahead and deep dive and check different things and should be able to go ahead and make use of it. Definitely, this is the starting point and can be good and use it for all of these kind of activities, right? So, yep, that is what I wanted to show you how you can go ahead and use it. And similarly, the token can also be generated with different methods using curl URL on the command prompt as well as on the PowerShell. So I'm going to show you that as well on the another separate video, because there are different methods and different ways that we can do, and should be easy to learn and understand as well, right? So yep, that is what I wanted to show you and talk about this method or way of decoding access tokens and understanding and knowing and learning about it, right? So yeah, that's all for this video. Let me know if you have any questions, any doubts, anything you wanted to discuss, and put them in the comment section below, and I'll respond to your questions and queries and collaborate on anything that you wanted to know and learn, right? So yeah, that's all for this one. Kindly like this video, share it with your friends, people around you, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well so that you get to every new video updated or uploaded on the channel, right? So, yep, that's all this video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.